Oh, we are live. We are direct with Cheryl Patterson. If you have one of the 80 autoimmune conditions, fear not. Cheryl Patterson, she specializes in helping her clients to overcome the challenges and maximize their health with conditions such as diabetes. She helps her clients to master the inner game in order to have the mindset and the embodiment to overcome with the right nutrition, with the right movement plans, and with the right mindset. Without further ado, straight out of Cleveland, Ohio, Cheryl Patterson. Speak to me, sister.
Hey, so yes, I am a nurse. I've been a nurse for 50 years, but not only that, I have 2 autoimmune diseases myself. So I retired a couple years ago and decided that I would use my personal and professional experience to be a coach for other people that have different autoimmune diseases.
Love your embodiment that you are using your gifts to the maximum. I love people like you.
Have to have a purpose. I couldn't just retire and do nothing, but just, drink coffee, eat donuts, and watch TV. I have to do something with my life. And so this is my passion. This is my mission, my purpose for living now.
Powerful. Speak me through your manifesto of helping people to maximize their wellness, feel more energized. How'd you do that?
Well, there are, as you've said, there's different conditions. There are, 80 to 90 different over 100, maybe even over 100 different autoimmune diseases. And the rate and prevalence of this is increasing every year, probably related to our environment, toxins, just a number of different reasons why. I mean, I've got a whole presentation as to why the incidence of autoimmune diseases are increasing, but they affect all aspects of our life. Our physical, our mental, our emotional, our social, our spiritual. And so the coaching programs that I have address 7 different domains of life. And depending on each person, there will be certain aspects of their life that will be affected more than others.
Amazing. She leads, she sells. How do you sell? Like, 'cause I know it's amongst women, especially sometimes the sales word is seen as dirty and things like this. So, how do you sell your way to be in alignment and in your truth?
Well, and you're right. It is, it is interesting because 80% of the people that have autoimmune diseases are women.
Oh, wow.
Yes, right. Only 20% are men. I will coach both men and women, but to build my business, I do presentations both in person as well as online, and I have reached out in a number of different mechanisms, venues to let people know that I'm here. And this global world has become smaller and smaller between Zoom and all the other methods of connecting with people all around the world. We can, in fact, help each other in all kinds of cultures, all kinds of weather and environments, because that affects autoimmune disease too.
Why is it women? Why women 80%? Yeah.
Good question. We still don't have an answer for that, but I will tell you the research in that area has increased exponentially over the past 2, 3, 4 years. They are really focusing on what it is. And so, of course, they're looking at the female hormones and what that has to do with it and why that is. Certainly that's part of it. But there might be other factors that have to do with the kinds of work that we do, the scenarios that we're in, the different risk factors that we're more exposed to. So it's an unanswered question yet, but I'll tell you, the amount of research that's being done in the area of autoimmune diseases has just exploded over the past 5 years or so.
Leadership. I say leadership is courage over comfort. I once had a female coach, like her name's Melanie Ann Leah. She's one of the biggest coaches. She said courage over comfort. That's what leadership means to me Comfortable might mean, hey, just retiring and yes, but courage means let me step into calling. That's what leadership means to me. What does leadership mean to you?
Well, I think leadership is important, but I think that it begins with self-leadership. We have
Wow.
to we need to be able to lead ourselves
Yes.
and step into what is our destiny, our purpose, our reason for being, and how
Yes.
we need to know what our giftedness is. What are our talents? And then use that to help other people.
100%.
Yeah, right?
Well said. Yeah, well
It
said.
gives us a reason for being alive.
A client of yours, they say, Jay, look, you gotta work with that Cheryl. She changed my life. What's the 3-step process that you use with your clients to take them from rocky waters to helping them to the other side?
Yeah. We start first with how they see themselves,
Mm,
how they see their lives.
mm,
And then we have to kind of work on what is a future vision for themselves. We need to look at what area of their life do they feel unsatisfied with? Is it relationships? Is it their career? Is it their physical being? What area is it? And then how do you see yourself improving? We need to create that future vision. And then we begin to work on what are the steps? And a lot of it has to do with, you mentioned mindset. That's a big part of it. You begin with a mindset and being able to look at how they can see themselves differently. You really can't make transformational change without changing your self identity, seeing yourself differently. You need to see yourself differently. And that's what we work on is how do you see yourself differently in that future vision, your future self? And then we work, and coaching is not about advising people or telling them what to do. The person themselves reaches deep down into their own wisdom. People have wisdom and knowledge inside of them. So they reach inside and find and see the next steps that they will take on the path, the journey to reach that future vision.
what a brilliant answer. I'm just gonna give some clicks. Cheryl, this girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. Come on. This girl is on fire. Come on. Amazing.
And people can do it. People can make that change. Now, again, it will take a number of weeks or even months. And I have different programs, but it is possible for people to make major changes in how they feel, how they see themselves, how they see the world.
What types of results do you get for your people?
Energy is a big one because I will tell you that for all autoimmune diseases, and I will go so far as a nurse to say anyone who has a chronic illness of any kind saps you of your energy. So fatigue and energy becomes a major problem. And that is an outcome that I'm able to help people um, maximize their energy within. I have a 10-week power up energy program so that they assess themselves at the beginning and at the end of the 10 weeks, but they can go beyond that. But people feel more energized. They feel like they have the motivation and the ability to do more than they could do before. There are other outcomes too of different kinds. Sleep is a problem for everyone, or no one's getting enough sleep, or they're not getting restorative sleep. We're sleeping with TVs on, with our cell phone, we're waking up multiple times during the night. I mean, there's just sleep is a major issue. And so that's another area that I work on with people. And nutrition, what we eat affects our health so much more than we want to admit or believe. And so certainly the nutrition and the food that we eat affects autoimmune diseases. There's an autoimmune diet that we learn about and subscribe to.
Do you also do labs in terms of, I know some the diabetes coaches, they do labs and things. How does
Yes.
that process work?
Well, I'm not a physician, and even if a coach is a physician, they have to separate that out. You know,
Mhm.
either a coach is a coach, being a coach, or they're being a physician, or they're being a nurse. But there are certainly, for people that have a clinical background, like myself, or a physician, or a therapist, or a dentist, whatever, if you have a clinical background, then you have the ability to look at some things like some lab tests. And there are a number of over the counter tests that you can buy. So, for example, with some of my programs, we do an over the counter cortisol test, over the counter thyroid test. So you can look at different hormones of different kinds as a measure, sort of an objective measure of
Yes,
issues and progress.
it's complete sense. And you mentioned in terms of there's 80 different autoimmune conditions.
At
So
least, yeah.
yeah, at least, I mean, you serve and help people with diabetes. What else are the top 5 that you help people with?
I would say the top 5 that you will hear people talk about is MS, which is what I have.
Yes,
I've
yes.
had MS for 38 years, and then lupus. Lupus is
Oh,
in the
lupus. Yeah, yeah, yep, yep,
you've heard people
yep.
talk about having lupus. Rheumatoid arthritis is certainly in the top
Okay,
5.
yeah.
Rheumatoid arthritis is different than the wear and tear arthritis that we get as we get older. So that's different. And then Crohn's disease, the GI
Okay.
tract, you're familiar with Crohn's disease.
Yes, Crohn's, yeah.
Ulcerative colitis is actually one of the few autoimmune diseases that's more often in men. But again, it's a GI problem, gastrointestinal. So those are among the top autoimmune diseases that we see. But there are so many more.
Amazing.
Hmm.
Now, thanks. It's so great to connect with an expert, a real expert who's, serving. You get some people that do a course and then it's like, hey, look, but people who are actually in the field love to see.
Yeah, my courses are not, Chat GPT. That is not it. I develop it myself based on the science that's out there and the work that I've done. I've been a researcher.
Big goal. What's the big goal for 2026? I know we are about to transition into that year. What's the big goal?
My big goal is to achieve a level of um, influence. I want to be an
Yes.
influencer of other
Amazing.
people that need to work on their health. And those who feel like they're discouraged, they feel like they will never feel any better than they do now. And what's the use? I want to find those people and show them it's not the end of the road. And you can feel better. You can feel stronger and more confident, more
Come on,
excited, more
sister.
energized.
100%. Who are you looking to serve? How can they get hold of you? Yeah,
My website is lifeenhancementcoaching.org, lifeenhancementcoaching.org. And they can go on there. There's a number of calendar links. They can go on there and just schedule a 45-minute free conversation with me, and we'll just talk about what it is that's bothering them, what they'd like to achieve, and we'll talk and decide what program. Like I said, I have a number of different coaching programs of different lengths and focuses, and I personalize those coaching programs to the person and whatever condition they have. So yeah, my
amazing.
website. Yeah.
Who does your banner graphics, by the way? Please tell me it's not you. Is it you?
No, no,
Wow,
no.
very good. Yeah,
Although I was an art major and I
yeah,
changed my
that's
mind
good.
and went into nursing, but I don't do my own graphics. I have other teams that do that for me.
Amazing. Cheryl Patterson, it's been a blessing. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
And yeah, thank you for your embodiment and having the courage to follow your purpose and to embody that purpose with wisdom and grace. God bless you, Cheryl. God bless the United States of America.
Thank you, Jay. Absolutely. Thank you so much. It was great talking with you.
That's Cheryl.